This morning, we're following some breaking news in East Charlotte, where fire crews are on the scene of an early morning fire.
WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane has been there on scene for several hours. So, Richard, what do we know? I know just behind you, we're getting a better look at the damage now in the daylight.
Yeah, we're getting a good look at the damage in the daylight, Ben, but if I tell you, if you were looking at this building from the back portion, you would see just how extensive it is. I mean, it's a total loss, this particular middle section of this building right here. We're at Oasis on Regal Drive. This is right off of Albemarle Road here in East Charlotte. You can see the damage. You can see the roof gone, gutted, the top apartments, both of those gone. We actually spoke to some neighbors who live in those two units that you're looking at right there, and they told us about the harrowing experience when they woke up to the smell of smoke and then hearing fire alarms. Take a listen.
I was asleep. What woke me up was the smoke. Just having started coughing and realized I really couldn't see in my apartment, and I was like, oh, it's smoky in here. And then I was like, oh, I need to get out.
I woke up and my apartment was filled with smoke, so I went out into the living room and I heard the neighbor's smoke detector going off. But when I went out in the hallway, there was no smoke detectors at all in the hallway going off. So I didn't know there wouldn't have been smoke. I wouldn't have known there was a fire.
Yeah, that's something that we'll be looking into later today. Of course, at this time we can say the good news is that no loss of life here, but that man says he did lose a pet. A couple of smiles just within the last 20, I'd say a couple minutes. A pet in somebody's house that we have spoken to who lives on the back portion, Spooky, was just brought out by one of the neighbors and is safely inside this car right here. So we're happy to report that. There's some good news out of this. The Red Cross is also on the scene helping those families that have been affected. As you can tell by looking at some of the damage, it's going to be quite a few families.
About how the sort of structure of those apartments, some barriers actually kept the fire from moving even farther.
Yeah, we actually spoke with the battalion chief and asked that question, were there firewalls here? And he said yes, because if there weren't firewalls, this damage would have been a whole lot worse. Now, in 2022, there was also a fire here, not at this particular section. When you first enter this apartment complex, that section actually was a lot worse. But we did speak to neighbors. For instance, the man with the American flag, he was a victim of a fire in his apartment when he lived in Minnesota. There was another lady I spoke to who actually we talked to earlier this morning. She said she was a victim of a fire on Farm Pond. She moved over here, and now she's not a victim of this. She just was out here early this morning, saw the smoke and everything, and she stopped talking to me because she went to her apartment to get some shoes for some of the families that did not have anything on their feet, because people escaped with just what they had. Some people had just a knapsack. Some people had nothing, a towel, a blanket. Everything they had in here is lost. But the most important thing they have today is their lives. Guys, send it back to you.
For sure. And I mean, when it happens at 2:30, 2:45 in the morning, you're asleep. You don't expect to be awakened by the smell of smoke or flames. All right, Richard Devane, thanks so much for that report.